Welcome to Mikab Model College online tutorial. We hope at the end of this lesson, you will have acquired the expected learning outcome. Sit down and listen attentively as we introduce your subject teacher.
Welcome to mathematics class. I am Miss Suberi Favor, and today we'll be looking at the logarithm table. We'll look at how we can make effective use of the logarithm table. The logarithm table is used to find the value of a logarithm function. Now remember, in our previous class we said we are working with logarithm in base 10, which is the common logarithm, and there's a table that has been designed to help such that when we have numbers which logarithms are not whole numbers, we have decimal numbers, we have other figures. Now we can find the actual value of these numbers, the logarithm functions of these numbers, with the help of the logarithm table. Now the logarithm of every number will not always be a whole number, like we looked at in the laws of logarithm. So we are looking at how to use the logarithm table. And remember, we said logarithm with the base 10 are always called the common logarithm, and that is what we are looking at. So for common logarithm, that is the base 10 logarithm. Now the base 10 can always be removed, so that instead of writing this as log x to base 10, this base, the base that is supposed to be here, can be omitted, so that if it's just seen as log x without any base indicated, it will be noted that you are talking about a common logarithm. That is, the base is 10. Instead of writing it this way, we can always put it this way. Now this can be done for the logarithm of base different from 10. Now for example, if I am to find the logarithm of 17 to base 10, that is log 17 to base 10. Remember, we said the base 10 can be omitted. If it's just seen this way, we will know we're talking about the base 10 logarithm. So log 17 to base 10, and remember, for every logarithm there is always two parts. There's always two parts. There is the characteristics and there is the decimal part. That is the mantissa. So for characteristics to be obtained, if I am to find the logarithm, now this is log 17. I'm finding the characteristics now. According to the rules, the characteristics will be 2 minus 1. You ask how I arrived at that. We look at the numbers of digits we have here. We have 1 and 7, which makes 17. That is 2 digits. So to find the characteristics, I am going to subtract 1 from these 2 digits that I have, which will give 1. 1 point. This is the characteristic side of the logarithm. And from here, I will proceed to my logarithm table to find the mantissa. That is the log 17. We'll look down the column. Here, this is a logarithm table. It is always available at the back of our textbooks, and there is a 4-figure table. There you can find the logarithm table. Now, the logarithm, we have 17, that's the question. Now we'll come to this column x. For every logarithm table, it's always this way, where you have x, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9, and there is the part of the difference. You also have figures there. So here, the first 2 digits, which is 17 from the question we had, will come to this column x. Then we come down to 17. Then we'll stop at 17. Then from this 17, we'll move this row. 17 under 0. 17 under the row, the column headed 0. Then we have there 2, 3, 0, 4. So from there, we have the logarithm of 17 to be 2304. The logarithm of 17 will be equal to 2304. So it's as simple as that. The table is there to help and guide us. The question was log 17, right? And I told you for every logarithm there are two parts. This is the first part, which is the whole part, the whole numbers. We have, it is called the characteristics. Then this decimal part, it is called the mantissa. The decimal part is what we use the logarithm table to find. The whole part, we get it from this. Now, and I said according to the rule, when you have two digits here, the characteristics will be 1. When you have 3 digits, the characteristic will always be -1. So that when you are subtracting 1 from these 2 digits you have 1. Then from there you go to the logarithm table to find the mantissa part. Okay, let's proceed to an example. We have to find log 172. Log 172. Here we have 3 digits. 172. Now we said in finding logarithm there is always 2 parts, the characteristics part and the decimal part, which is also known as the mantissa. So here I have 3 digits. 172. There are 3 digits. So to find the characteristics part, I will always subtract 1 from the numbers of digits I have. So I have 3 digits here, so I subtract 1 and I have 2. So here I'm going to have 2 points whatsoever I will find in the logarithm table. So I proceed to the logarithm table and I look for 17 and I look for 17 under the column 2, headed 2. Please remember when we had 17 earlier, the first example, when we have 17 alone, you know there are no other figures behind 17, it's just 2 digits. So we went straight to the logarithm table, we'll find 17 under 0. Now, a brief student, or you can always help yourself by adding extra zeros at the back of this to make it 4 figure, to make it anything, so that you know when you have figures that are up to 4, up to 3, you find the first 2 digits under 0. But here that I have up to 3 digits, I'm going to look at 17 under 2. I'm going to look for 17 under 2 in the logarithm table. So we go to the column X, I find 17, it comes down to 17. Then from 17 I will move to 2. I will move through this row, that is still the row 17, headed 2 here, because the next digit I had, remember we had to look for log 172 earlier. So I find 17, which is the first 2 digits under X, then I come to 2. I come to the column headed 2, then I find what is there to be the logarithm of 17 under 2. And the logarithm of 17 under 2 is, it reads 2355. 2355. So this has given us the mantissa part, the decimal part of the logarithm. So I go, when I have 171, I will have, okay, the characteristic we had it earlier to be 2. We know how we arrived at these characteristics. The digits, the numbers of digits here, -1, will give this 2. And 17 under 2 gave us 2355. So the logarithm of 172 is equal to 2.2355. Now, we can also use the calculator to obtain logarithm of a number, but in this case you always have to round the answer to 4 figures. So we will have log 172. then you press the equal to sign. It will display log 172. Alright? Now we are looking at a third example where we have log 1725. Log 1725. And in this case, remember we said the characteristics part. We'll find it by subtracting 1 from the numbers of digits we have. Here we have 4 digits, 1725, 4 digits. So 4 digits minus 1, we will have 3. Points, what the logarithm table will give us. So in this case, we are going to look at 17 under the column X, 17 under 2. And in this case, there is a fourth number. And this fourth number, we are going to look at it at the different side. So we look down the column X and then stop arrow 7. We then move rightward and stop at column 2. Then in that case, we'll proceed to the different table. Log 1725. So I'm going to go to column X, look for 17 in this column. Then when I get to 17, I move straight this row under the column headed by the third digit 2. Then there we have 2, 3, 5, 5. Now there is still another digit 5. So I still keep coming to the difference, and then I will go to the difference of column header 5. So remember I said 1725. I look for 17 under X. Then still that same row, I come under 2. I have 2, 3, 5, 5. Then I come under 5 here, which is the difference. I have 12. So what I'm going to do, I will record this value 2, 3, 5, 5, and I will add what I get at the difference to it. So I'm going to have 2, 3, 5, 5 plus 12 to give me the logarithm. So that will be equal to 3.2367. Remember when we went 17 under 2, we recorded 2355. Then the difference column we had 12. So we add 12 to 2355, then we'll have 2367. So the logarithm of 1725 will be equal to 3.2367. Now let's look at example 4. Now this looks like a similar question to the third question, where we had log 1725. Now here we have log 17.25. There is already a decimal point here. Now what we do in this case, we'll consider, to get the characteristics, we'll consider these first 2 digits, which are the whole digits, the whole numbers. Here we have. So in this case we have 2 digits, right? Now, and from how we've been getting the characteristics, it's always the numbers of digits we have minus 1. So these 2 digits here, minus 1, will give us 1 here. And also we are going to look at 17 under 2 and a difference of 5, which resulted to what we had earlier, 2, 3, 6, 7. So the only difference between number 3 and number 4 now is the characteristics, which is brought about by the introduction of the decimal point in this question. Here there are 2 figures, and here there are 4 figures at the whole number, and they are all whole numbers. Here we have only 2 figures that are whole number. These parts are decimals. So we consider the whole numbers to get the characteristics. Here we consider the whole number also alone to get the characteristics. Also, the use of calculators can be employed in finding the logarithm of a number, such that you can press 1725 in your calculator, 1725 in your calculator, then logarithm and equal to, and the logarithm of 1725 will be given to you. Also, for 17.25, you can also find that using logarithm, log 17.25, and it will be displayed. This is the end of our class. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.